Hey guys, and welcome to the end of a long, long journey. Although, not as long as that other long journey we did. That was more parts.
Paper Mario and a 1,000-part commentary.
You do realize that if we did one part a day, that would take more than 3 years, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
I
that there's
agree.
like Minecraft or MMO Let's Plays that legitimately are that long, but, yeah.
One part a day at 1,000 parts would probably be
No, it would
yeah,
be,
what
it would be, no,
more
it
than
would
three
be,
years.
no wait, 365, it would be 3,
Oh, actually, less than 3 years.
yeah, just under 3 years.
2.73 years.
Yeah. A
Did you
long
just
ass
open up your
time.
calculator app?
You're damn fucking right I did, because you guys weren't saying anything.
Okay,
Apps, bitch.
cheater.
Yeah. But I find this scene really sweet where all of the party members say goodbye and it's early morning in Rogueport and all that. I find the end of this game very touching. So,
I like these final farewell moments in games.
yeah. Because you really do get the sense that these people have become very good friends over the course of the adventure. That's we were talking about this in the Final Fantasy 15 thing, but I think for me the important thing for a party of for an RPG party is that there has to be that sense of camaraderie. I think in order for me to really get to like these characters, because if
Yeah.
the characters don't like spending time with each other, then you're not enjoying spending time with them. It's like you're in a car ride with two people that are fighting. It's always the most awkward thing. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
not necessarily from the start, though.
no, it has to get to that point at the very least.
Yeah, and it has to be organic when it does as well. Otherwise, you just don't care.
Yeah. So, like, that was a big thing that Xenoblade actually had is that everybody felt really close in that game.
Yeah.
Especially if you went out of your way to do the affinity stuff and all of that. So, there were very developed relationships with all the different party members and all that. So, yeah. And the punies are giving us mushrooms. You see, it's cute because it's a callback to Chapter 2. Yeah. So, yeah, basically, it's just cutscenes at this point, so there's really not much gameplay left, so to say. It's just cutscenes and credits. Unlike the original Paper Mario, though, after you beat the final boss, you can just continue on playing. In the original Paper Mario, it was one of those games where the ending screen didn't let you save, so you just have to turn the system off, kind of things. In this game, it'll save your game after you finish, and then you'll take a boat back to Rogueport, and Goombella picks you up at the harbor and says, "Man, I'm so glad you came back, Mario." And then you can just do all the side quest stuff that you hadn't done yet. You can redo the Glitz Pit and become the champ, the champ again. You can go through the pit of 1,000 trial, not 1,000, pit of 100
That
trials.
that is a very American-looking boat.
Yep, yep.
It's the NES golf boat.
It's the same boat from the beginning of the game too. So I think
It's like
the driver references the beginning of the game as well.
Prin- Princess Peach. Are you sure this is the boat to the Mushroom Kingdom?
Well, they had their own boat which ran out of fuel, and then they were gonna get gas, and that's how Peach got kidnapped in the first place because she didn't stay with Toadsworth. So
Oh,
yeah,
They're all such lovely people, weren't they? Yeah, except for the hepatitis.
and
I think it was pretty good.
the bandit that stole all of my coins. And that guy who kept on eating grass. Like, no, not weed. Like, he was sitting like a cow eating grass. And I don't know what was up with that guy. He creeped me out. Yeah.
What about Luigi? Who?
What about Luigi?
How does he get home? He's just sitting around there. I find this scene pretty sweet as well, where they see the sunrise over Rogueport. So, yeah. And
Good riddance to bad rubbish.
aw. So yeah, this was. Oh wait, hold on. Never mind. I thought the credits were about to happen. No, we got our.
it's kind of funny though. They're talking about how Rogueport is vibrant and stuff, but kind of a shithole, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of the point. I think is what it's like. They get attached um to this little piece of shit town. It's always like that in these kind of things. Like, you might live in the worst town imaginable, but it's our worst town. You know, we proudly display our Razzie Award, front and center. So, yeah.
I shall rename it Detroit.
Hey, if you saved the town, it's like the dibs clause, right? You got to keep it. No? Oh, okay. So yeah, where are they now?
I don't care.
I'm right here.
Uh,
Thank you for asking.
So now we're gonna find out what everyone was doing at the end of the game.
Yeah.
You drank all the Red Bull before I got back, didn't you?
Well, maybe if you didn't go on your own adventures, Luigi, there'd still be some left.
Boy, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Fuck you.
But it had waffles, Mario. Waffles.
Waffles. I fucking love waffles.
Yeah. So basically, Goombella sends us her travel log as she goes back to all the different places that we were throughout the adventure, and she just so happens to run into everybody along the way. Yay.
Well, it is a small island.
Well, I always got the feeling that the areas that we explored in Thousand Year Door were all rather far away from each other, because you go to almost everywhere by pipe. So it could be an indeterminate amount of different distance between.
Yeah, but it's still you're still gonna be going everywhere by pipe anyway, so it's not much distance to travel.
Oh yeah, so this scene here, where it turns out that Flurry is back to being an actress and Dupless is playing the role of Mario, which I thought was funny. But I saw this fight with the giant Boo and the normal Boos, and that's when I first realized, wait, you can fight Boos in this game? So yeah, it's easy to miss. And our Yoshi is the Great Gonzalez Jr. in the Glitz Pit. So okay, yeah, you'll never be able to beat the champ. Although he is in the major leagues, so you know, good for him, I suppose.
Small body, large hard.
Large what?
Hard.
I thought you said large hard.
No.
I don't need to hear about how large his heart is, okay? You know, his heart can be as large as he wants it to be. He can keep that information to himself.
Anyway, back in Twilight Town. Tutorial's still going on.
Oh yeah.
Now they're about to explain jumping.
Yeah. Vivian. Kingdom Hearts joke. Oh, damn it, John! I said no Kingdom Hearts jokes.
Sorry.
Anyway, turns out Vivian's sisters aren't going to be mean to her anymore. Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's because they know if they are, Mario is gonna show up and jump on their head again.
That would hurt.
No one wants Mario to jump on their head.
Mario's got to be at least like 250 pounds because he's and you know, having that land on you from like a 10 feet jump would hurt. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So this is. I think this is the Miss Mouse scene. I think it's optional depending on if Miss Mouse is in your party or not. So you won't always see this if you haven't gotten her by this point in the game. Because again, she's pretty easy to miss if you don't bother with the Trouble Center ever. So, yeah. Yeah. Then again, she's not the best party member, so it's not a huge loss, but it's still nice to have her. So it's nice to have the option to use her, I guess I should say. So. Yep. Okay, so yeah, this is why I think Grotus is a computer, because he just becomes a bouncing head. And, yeah. The X-Nauts somehow survived.
He's like Android 20.
Was that the clown one, or was that the Dr. Hero?
No, that was Dr. Shiro.
It was Dr. Shiro, and at one point he's just a head.
Oh, yeah. I thought he became a brain in a jar, or was that one of the movies?
You're thinking of Dr. Willow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tech isn't dead either, for some reason.
Tech wants to live.
Meanwhile, back on the moon.
Somebody must have run the latest, went back to a previous save. Well, what's it called?
System
restore.
Yeah. I am not. God help me if any of my computers end up failing on me. I'm not gonna. I don't remember the last backup I did. So.
What would Mario do?
Mario would probably jump on it.
And Ted gets the hammer and just constantly smashes the desktop.
Hopefully, I gotta keep. Hopefully my LP files stay okay. Yeah. So, our adventure is over. Yeah. That's awesome, bro. But you still have to pay rent this month.
Oh. Oh.
It's good to know everyone's doing all right now. We'll never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Total filler characters out
Youth
there.
and
Oh,
block.
good. When Toadsworth walked through the door, I thought he was about to tell us that the princess had been kidnapped again.
Nope.
Oh, what else is due?
Nope. Turns
Oh,
out
yeah,
they
it's
found
okay.
a real treasure map, and now Princess Peach is telling Mario to find it for her. Because, of course, taxing every citizen in the Mushroom Kingdom isn't enough for her. The greedy jerk. Wop, wop, wah.
Where's that fucker Wario when you need him?
I don't know. So anyway, that's Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door. No Luigi Parade this time, but I do like these credits too. They're stylized and I like them a lot. So yeah, I love this game. This is one of my favorites, like all-time favorites. Like I'd say top 5 easily. So it's so good, guys. Like I've been gushing this entire playthrough, and I not normally. Well, I mean I gush, but you know there are very few games that I get as enthusiastic about more than the first 2 Paper Mario games, and this is just I love the first one too, but it's just better in so many ways, from the combat to the graphics. Music's debatable. The story, I love Thousand Year Door. I will happily go back to play it at any time. So yeah, it's good.
It has that same kind of in the story. I mean, it has the same kind of combination of depth and simplicity that I really think is the appealing aspect of the Paper Mario games.
Yes, totally. It's got enough hidden layers to be satisfying on a narrative level, but it's also filled with goofy humor, some more clever humor, and a lot of more subtle Mario references than, oh look, it's airships, oh look, here's a desert level that you get in a lot of the more recent Mario games. So they tilt things on their head, like again, like the Piantas being a mob boss or things like that. It's all very unexpected, and I love this game so much, and that's really what made Sticker Star. Well, Sticker Star I would still say is a bad game on its own merits, because you don't have to do any fighting in that game at all. But part of what made that game hit hard was the fact that it was built up to be a RPG sequel in the style of the first 2 Paper Marios, and it ended up being not just something different, because I can handle something different, but it was also something that was different and also bad. So, yeah.
The GameCube was all about, at least for Nintendo's first-party franchises, all about turning them on their heads and subverting tropes that they usually went with throughout the NES, SNES, and N64 days. And for some of them, that there was a lot of backlash in the beginning of that game, like Wind Waker, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and
Star Fox.
I guess, yeah, Star Fox. Yeah, that's a good point. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that felt the same way with Thousand Year Door at first, but the Thousand Year Door, at the very least from the get-go, was considered a great game.
Yeah,
it didn't need time to stew.
Yeah. The thing about Mario, as opposed to something like Star Fox, is that Mario is a much more malleable franchise. You can kind of work him in to fit into almost anything, which is part of the strength of the series in my opinion. But you can send him into into an RPG or into like a tennis game, and he can kind of fit there. Really, because gameplay-wise, this is just an upgraded version of the first Paper Mario. It's more aesthetic and story stuff that shies away from the more traditional Mario roots, which, again, I think was drastically needed even at this point in the series' lifetime. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I love it to death. I also think it was one of the first the original Paper Mario, I think, was one of the first games Bill Trinen worked on for Nintendo. Never mind. Trivia fail on my part. Yeah. So, yeah, this is going to be the end of our little RPG spree. So we're going to go back to a more standard upload schedule after this. But I hope you guys liked this little excursion that we had there. It went on a while. like a pretty long while, actually, now that I think about it. But, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun both playing a game that I really enjoyed and learning more about a game that I hadn't played played ever before, which was Final Fantasy. So,
Yeah, it took a while, but the payoff is that we got to cover 2 great games.
yeah.
Final Fantasy IX and Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door.
Yep. Now, let's not do another RPG for like 2 years.
Yeah. Now let's never speak of it again.
Well, as far as RPGs go, I think the next 2 we have scheduled are Pokemon Emerald, and John is doing Kingdom Hearts. So
Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
might be at the very least a little bit more dynamic to watch because they're not like turn-based or anything. You have a key and you
True.
can whack stuff with it. And also, we get to make all
Kingdom-
sorts of Kingdom Hearts jokes, which are just
Yeah.
hilarious.
Kingdom Hearts 1 was more of an action platformer, really.
Yeah, but you cast did magic and there were stats, so that makes it an RPG.
Yeah. It's just like, compared to Kingdom Hearts 2, it had a lot more exploration and platforming elements to it that you wouldn't normally see in other action RPGs, which I kind of appreciated, actually.
But again, these are not for a long while, so
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, that's it for our Paper Mario shenanigans.
Yeah. That is, as the screen was just showing us, the end.
the end. Now let's shut up and let the part end. For if we keep talking, the part goes on and on and on.
You do realize you're the one extending the part now, right?
Oh, now it is you that won't shut up. Oh shit! But in my refuting that, I'm the one extending the video. It's a vicious cycle.
Good night, everybody.